This is how you make Irish soda bread. Read the recipe below to see the types of flour that you need. Measure those out carefully and then combine the remaining dry ingredients with the flour and mix really well. The two types of flour that you need are plain flour and wholemeal flour. Take a minute in the supermarket to notice whether the wholemeal flour says that it's strong wholemeal flour or not. You do not need strong flour for soda bread. Strong flours are used for yeast-based breads to give it that sort of stretch that you get in a sandwich loaf. Wholemeal flour can be hard to come by. If you're in the UK, wholemeal flour can be bought in Waitrose. When the dry ingredients are combined, make a well in the middle and pour about 375 ml of the buttermilk into the bowl. Then proceed to pull the flour into the buttermilk. Less is more with soda bread. Essentially, a soda bread is like a big scone. It does not need any kneading. In fact, kneading soda bread can make it quite tough. A good way to think about how you mix soda bread is that you're trying to wet all of the flour with the buttermilk. And as you mix gently, keep an eye to see if there are parts that are still dry. This is your signal to add more buttermilk. And in this video, I used 400 ml of the buttermilk. The next step is to flour a surface and to pour the bread mixture on. Top it with some more flour. This is just some plain flour. And then you're patting and shaping the bread dough into a cake shape. At no point do you knead the bread. You'll notice that I'm using a piece of greaseproof paper on my breadboard. And this is for two reasons. It saves me from washing the breadboard later, which can be really tough after making bread. And I also need some to put on the baking tray for it to go into the oven. So I will slide my baking tray under the greaseproof paper and just pop it into my preheated oven. Once I'm happy with the shape, I get a sharp knife and I cut a nice deep cross across the top of the bread. And folklore will say this is to let the fairies out. Look at the recipe below to see how long to bake your soda bread for. I always bake my soda bread for 50 minutes. Don't worry about it becoming too brown or too tough. That's the way soda bread is. To check if it's baked, turn it over and tap it on the bottom and it should sound hollow. Then cover it with a tea towel and leave it on a cooling rack to cool. And if you're not confident that it's baked on listening for the hollow sound, you can always pierce it with a skewer, and when the skewer comes out clean, you know that it is baked. Soda bread is a really nice addition to pretty much any meal, but it's lovely with a nice homemade soup. If you go to the playlist above or to the link in my bio, I've got plenty of lovely soup recipes for you to try. And of course, you have to have soda bread with real butter. Follow for more lovely simple homemade recipes just like this.